Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Timeless Gamers Show, where our games and our bodies may grow out of date, but our gaming experiences will forever remain. Oh my God, it's timeless. How you like my new do?
I like it.
Following Sir JDM's example. Yep.
Very sharp, very sharp.
Very sharp. Ooh, smooth like a sandpaper right here. All
Fresh,
right.
freshly sharpened like a pencil. Anyway,
Oh yeah. So the show is now live, YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. And for all of our old episodes, you can still go to the Timeless Gamer Show YouTube channel, or just go into the website timelessgamers.com, or just listen to us talk. The audio versions of our show of our episodes, you can just go to your favorite audio streaming platforms where you get your usual podcast over there. And of course, you can also send us your suggestions, comments, insults, whatever. Send them to timelessgamers.show at gmail.com. That's timelessgamers.show at gmail.com. And we would also like to give thanks to BitMap Books and Streamyard for making us their one of their affiliates. And if you want to educate yourself with the history of video games by genre or console systems, then the Call for Pixel Books from BitMap might be what you're looking for. Check out the BitMap Books using our link down in the description down below. And for all of you guys planning to do your own podcast, webinars, or online meetings, the user-friendly app by Streamyard might be the one for you. So check out the Streamyard link down below description for a 14-day free trial. And we will also like to give a shout out to our Shuffle Emporium cohorts over there. Get your trading cards and other anime-related goodies by going to their official website, shuffleemporium.com. Oh, I believe they have something going on. Shuffle Emporium, Sir JDM, am I right? Sir JDM.
Yes, somewhere in Toycon PH in Quezon City.
Oh, Summer Toy Con. And what's the mall? I think it's a mall. The
I forgot.
yeah, we'll get to that later. So Shuffle Emporium, guys. Oh, and previously in the Thomas Gamer Show, what did we do? Oh yeah, the pet peeves. Our personal pet peeves related to video games. So if you want to listen to us rant and bitch, because that's all we do around here, we just rant, we rant and bitch a lot. So if you want to, if you're curious on what game, what pet peeves that we got, what complaints, what tropes we tend the trends or tropes usually found in video games that we found really annoying, you know what to do. For this episode, we are going to talk about judging video games by their covers. All right, whether it's cover art or their box art. All right, and this suggestion topic was suggested here by Sir Jose right down there. Okay, so panel for tonight, guys. Welcome back to the show, Sir Wolfram.
How's it going, guys? Just got my wake up juice, so I'm still kind of in that state of waking up and still being eepy. But I'm here.
We're pretty hooked up with Red Bull, and of course, Sir Joe.
hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whoever you are, wherever you are. This is Joel Baklit of the Banyagan Native page, attending this week. Sorry I couldn't make it last week because I was at a dance competition for my daughter, and we are going to be discussing video game covers that pulled one over you. The classic line is "Don't judge a book by its cover." This time we are doing "Don't judge a video game by its box art." Back to you, Joe.
All right, thank you for that, Sir Joe. Well, and of course, Sir JD Ayam.
Standing in for John DeMarco is Jean DeMargo, art connoisseur. I'm here in Paris so let's see your video game art. Eh,
Yes. We.
We
we,
we. All
Seminipi.
right. Thank you for that, Sir JDM. So, guys, before we head to the meat and potatoes of the show, we'll just do our quick show and tell. So, show and tell, guys, as you know, our little segment where we show and brag what the stuff that we've acquired for the last few days or so, whether it's physical, digital, music, games, movies, books, anything nerdy culture related, what have you. So, because he was not here the last time, let's start with with Sir Joel. Sir Joel, what you have? What you got?
All right. Mostly it's stuff from the Woot.com video game spring sale. They came in a couple of weeks ago. I wasn't able to show you guys what came in, but mostly it's been video game controls because I do want to make sure that okay, pet cosplay. Okay, there you go. I do want to make sure that I have enough video game controllers for once mine break down. So my PS3 controller, a wireless gaming controller for PS3, and the 8-bit Do Xbox game controller came in. Just in case I go through the controllers that are included in the consoles and get broken. But worst case, I have replacements. And from the Woot Spring video game sale, there's the Little Big Adventure Twinson's Quest. It is a remake of Little Big Adventure that originally came out on DOS, if I remember correctly. JDM, am I remembering that Little Big Adventure came out on DOS, or was it early Windows? Yeah, one of the early adventure games that really hit it big. And Jot would like this one, Octopath Traveler 2.
Nice.
Ooh, I got that too.
Yeah. I hear that you don't have to play the original one for you to enjoy this one. It's a good thing because I also heard that Octopath Traveler 1 had 8 characters, but they barely interacted with each other. So what's the point? And the last one is in line with my love of bad video games, Looney Tunes Wacky World of Sports for the Xbox.
I almost pulled the trigger on that one.
There you go. Because of the fact that I am a huge Looney Tunes fan. Like I said, my knowledge of classical music begins and ends with Looney Tunes soundtracks. What's Opera Doc, the Rapid of Seville, and everything. Yep, that exactly. That is the how far my knowledge of classical music goes, and Looney Tunes will always hold a special place in my heart, right alongside Tom and Jerry with their scream of "ah!" You remember that one? So yes, that's my show and tell for this week. Back to you, Joe. That's about as much as I can show.
You know what? The thing about Tom and Jerry, whenever they really do their slapstick comedy, the way they scream, like it really hurts. Like
absolutely, everything. That one.
It really sounded like it really hurt when they really.
It was agony, but you absolutely loved it. The thing about classical cartoons is that that it's just funny. Schadenfreude, shall we say? You enjoy the pain of it. There you go,
guys. All right. Finding amusement in someone else's pain and suffering,
because it's also a learning experience. You learn not
a good trait, guys. Not a good trait, but funny as hell. All right, Sir Jose, what you got?
I think Sir Joe might like this one. It's a 2-game bundle. It's Tony Stewart's All-American Racing and Tony Stewart's Sprint Car Racing.
Oh, I'd go for that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was only $5 at Walmart.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, dang, I'm gonna have to swing by Walmart and find a copy.
And then Miss Hino made me buy this.
Made you buy it, like put a gun in your head. Go buy this.
She basically did. She had a blowtorch ready to go at all my Funkos, so I was like, okay.
What's the title of that one, Jose? For the audio podcast?
It's the 100 line, the limited edition.
Okay. Is it an RPG or a visual novel?
Yeah, it's an RPG. From what she said, it's made by the same people who made the Zero Escape series and Danganronpa.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Zero Escape is cool. Yeah, that was a good one.
And then I got Capcom Fighting Evolution for the PS2. Even though I'm gonna get the collection when it comes out next week.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one I got Shin Shan, Me and the Professor on Summer Vacation.
I saw that. I didn't. I never even started on the Shin-chan anime.
The only one I ever seen was the Funimation dub.
Okay.
So I figured I would try that.
Okay. All right. There we go.
All right. Thank you for that, Sir Jose. How about Sir JDM? You got anything for the class? Anything at all?
So my cousin John have instructed me to show this Xbox 360 that he bought from last month.
Oh, nice.
Your Shape Fitness
Fitness Evolved
Evolved
2012.
2012.
Mm-hmm.
And he started playing it. That's why he got body sore all over. So
No, Kinect died an early death. Sadly, Kinect is an amazing technology. I wish they'd continued it and improved on it.
so that's it for
Mm-hmm.
John DeMarco.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for that, Sir JDM. And guys, don't exercise too extraneously if you haven't done your warm-ups, okay? Always do some simple warm-ups first. Don't go all the way to the deep end, all right? There's a reason why if you cannot swim, don't go swimming on the on the 10-foot deep pool. Paddle your way, okay? Work your way throughout. Okay? You'll end up hurting yourself, okay?
Always.
Mine would be I got this from the collector's market last weekend, so most likely Sir Jose will have these as well. I got Persona Q, Shadow of the Labyrinth for the 3DS, right
Nice.
there, and I got Persona Q2. New Cinema Labyrinth. There you go. So back to back there. So both personas. There you go. So the first one you got the characters from Persona 3 and 4, and then the second one you got the characters from Persona 3, 4, and 5. There you go. Back to back right there. Persona Q. All right. That's it, guys. So let's go with the actual thing. All right. So judging video games by their covers. All right. So introduction. During the dark ages of gaming, meaning no internet, no internet, no gaming magazines. All you have is just word of mouth and whatever it is. Atari, Nintendo, and Sega were dishing out on the shelves. We don't have anything. All right. So the only thing that we have going for us would be just looking at their cover art and thinking, that's it. Just so we just end up humming to ourselves, thinking, is this good? Is this bad? Just checking out the cover art, and hopefully, if the retailer shop would allow us to look at the box art, at the back, see the summary or the synopsis of the game, and hopefully there are some still pictures of the gameplay. Hopefully, sometimes they are there, sometimes no. So you just have to take a leap of faith. It's a crapshoot, really. And then you'll end up playing the game and then thinking whether it's good, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, gameplay wise. So that's the point of this particular episode, guys. So we'll toss it now to Sir Jose, the originator of the topic for tonight. Sir Jose.
Okay, let me pull up my little outline. I forgot what I was doing here.
Boo.
Okay, so Yeah. Which one tell? Video game covers. Like Sergio said, we didn't have internet back in the day, and we went either by just what we saw on the cover, word of mouth. Maybe if we happen to have the magazine that would talk about the game we were thinking of purchasing. A lot of times,
Game Informer.
yeah, Game Informer, EGM, Nintendo Power, Game Pro. And a lot of times you would end up burned, and it would suck because, especially if your parents were buying the game, that's the game you're stuck with for however long until they would buy you another one. So
Right. Like birthdays and Christmas. That's
yeah,
it.
so
You're stuck with that
basically,
shit.
yeah,
For a month.
basically you're stuck with it. Your parents were like, "Fuck them kids. You don't like it. You're gonna learn to like it."
You can learn to like it.
Yeah. Which is probably where mine and Sir Joel's love of bad games comes from. It's just learning.
Jose speaks the truth. Our love of bad games comes from being reared on them. Yeah.
Like they had
So-
no choice, guys.
Yeah, no choice. So today we're going to be talking about games that had good box art but were bad, and games that had bad box art but turned out to be really good. And then I think we're going to start off with Sir Wolf for this one. Give us your what is it? Bad box art, good game.
So I definitely had a bunch of choices when it came to that, and I decided to go with Dragon Age: The Veilguard, because just imagine all that waiting from Dragon Age Inquisition. Yeah, right down there, Sergio. Just imagine waiting like years for like another installment of Dragon Age, replaying the old ones to kind of capture that magic, and then you see this box art and you're thinking it's like, okay, this is going to be an epic adventure, and then you get into it and it's like, okay, the first couple hours are nice, customization's nice. You can, if you choose a Kunari, you can choose to have either no horns or like a half horn kind of thing, like it was sliced off or something like that. It's like, okay, you're kind of getting into it, but then about like 10 hours in, you're just like, okay, it's the same mind-numbing combo to break a shield or break the enemy's armor and then actually do damage to them. And it's just that by the end game, I was just kind of like playing it with one hand because I'm just like bored at that point. And it's like, okay, I'm
You're
trying to.
playing with one hand and you're bored. Oh my god.
I know, right? I'm using the other hand to rest my head. It's like I'm trying to like pretend to like be into it. It's like, because I judge like stuff like that. I judge it based off of like, okay, this looks cool, but it's like how like it. I don't know. I'd rather play a bad game than a mid game, and that's all this was like. It had like some good stuff going for it at first, but then like it's like, okay, there's no soul behind it. There's no passion behind it. Like people said there was passion, but it's like that's why the game got discounted like 2 months later. It's like, and then you don't see that stuff with like Red Dead Redemption 2. That stuff still, I mean, that came out 2019 and it's like still full price because like they know that people want to play it. But this one, it's like, oh, people don't want to play this. They've already like discounted it 50% off like at one point. And it's like, it's wild. But there's a lot of reasons. It's just,
I recall they were even giving it away with video cards, right, Wolf? They were just trying to, just pump the numbers by packing it in with people who were buying video cards for their PCs or something.
man, I wish I could tell you that because unfortunately I bought it full price because I was like,
There you go.
because I bought it full price because I was like, you know what, people are being hard on this game, but I'm gonna give it its fair chance. BioWare has disappointed me a couple times, but maybe this is their comeback. And I played it and I was like, all right.
Oh,
shit's going down the drain.
They came on your back, all right.
Oh yeah.
They came in your back. That's why you're playing it with one hand.
Pretty much, yeah. So yeah, Wolf should have listened to what everybody was saying. Really,
I really should have.
All right. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna do this AVGN style. So all of the panel here will just judge the cover art. What our first impressions are.
We
I'll
can't
start
do it
first.
AVGN style. There's a lot of swearing. We've already got struck in Apple Podcast.
Okay, we'll do it AVGN light.
Okay, AVGN
All right.
light. Let's do that then.
And besides, Sir Wolf already gave us the first F bomb of the episode anyway.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Those Apple
Dragon
people just have
Age.
to be signed
Alright.
in.
So I'll start. Okay. So Dragon Age, the Veilguard. Just look at the cover art right now. All right. Looking at the name Dragon Age, so I already can tell based on what I know. Dragon Age, a role-playing game, definitely. But hang on, there's electronic arts in there. So that to me, I'm judging it by who made this,
Mhm.
or published this. So electronic arts. So I see electronic arts there. Yeah, I'm I'm judging it right now. It's a bad game.
All
Yeah,
right.
let's give it credit. EA was really good in the early 2010s.
Oh yeah, when Trip Hawkins was on at the head of EA, it was like way up there. We're talking like quality stuff, and of course, EA,
Oh no, I'm not
games,
saying.
EA big, yeah.
I'm not saying about the quality. I'm just saying. I'm thinking there's a
Nowadays.
lot of
Oh,
there's a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
DLCs, a lot of microtransactions
Right.
in this game.
Yeah,
So
yeah, but then
I'm gonna judge it bad just because of that.
what Wolf is saying is that classic EA was amazing. Like
Oh, yeah.
SSX Tricky, we're talking like the absolute best snowboarding game of all time. But yeah, we're looking at Dragon Age: The Veilguard cover right now. It's a mishmash of who knows what the heck. Whoever graphic designer did this, it's a purple background with white explosion, mishmash of different characters of different races, different ethnicities, different weaponry, and a dragon in the background, and a guy in the forefront who I could have easily mistaken as the main character in Destiny 2. With his cloak and his face mask and everything. It is the characters are spread out so that it forms like a V, I guess.
More like wings.
for Veilguard, something like that in the layout. And in general, you don't know what everybody's doing. Are they charging at you, looking to fight? Are they running away from the explosion? Who knows? I have no idea what the cover is all about. So for our audio podcast listeners, that is what Dragon Age: The Veilguard cover looks like. And Wolf judged it for that. Thought it was awesome. Bought the game full price and regretted it ever since.
I sure have.
Sir JDM, what can you say? First impressions about the cover art.
I like the color. It's purple. And,
Mhm.
and as you can see, there are a lot of characters in the cover. It's like the cover of my favorite tabletop game.
See.
Right. And then, it reminds me of my favorite tabletop D&D games. Before back in the 90s and the 80s, we have these very beautiful watercolor painted art books.
Oh, like Larry more artwork and Dan Frazetta and everything. Yeah. Frank Frazetta.
You have the gold box, even the silver box covers are very nice. And then you can compare this.
Muy bueno. Botera colorista. Sí. Muy bueno. How about Sir Jose? Would you agree? Botera colorista. Oui.
I don't know what that means.
But yes.
What can you say about the cover art, Sir Jose? First impression.
I don't. It's a lot going on here. I guess I do like the purple background. But then it kind of just looks like there's like some weird orgy happening on the screen. Like everyone's just all over the place.
All right, and there goes the Apple strike. Anyway, just put us in, okay?
And like Sir Joel said, that straight up does look like a guy from Destiny.
Yeah. And I don't even know what he's holding. Is that a ninja knife, a kunai, or
It does look like a giant kunai.
Yeah, a little giant
What the
kunai.
heck?
It's like it's like a combination of kunai and Sting from Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah, I can
no
see it.
Sting. You remember the dagger of Bilbo Baggins?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. So is
Okay.
it glowing blue because there are orcs around? Or something?
Oh, yeah, because there's orcs nearby. See,
Or he's horny. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's just there's a lot going on here. I feel like it could have been better. I don't know what they could have shown because I've never played the game. But
This isn't it. No.
I mean, if this was $20, which it has been, and I saw it in the store, I'd probably just grab it. But
20?
yeah.
I wouldn't have grabbed it for 10. Dang. The way that the reputation preceded it.
Well, anything's better than paying full price, like someone.
That's true.
Breaking wolf over the
Alright.
coals. There you go.
Hey, you know that's
Yeah.
fair.
What do you
All
call
right, so that's-
the guy Tripwood price?
Oh yes, yes.
Right.
The
$10.
guy Bruce Fleetwood says never pay more than $20 for a computer game, and I go by that rule.
all right. So that's Dragon Age: The Veilguard, coming from Sir Wolf. What's the next game, Sir Wolf?
Yes. What's the good game? Bad box art, but with good gameplay.
So I sent a list to Mr. Dark Gothic Fate about like what I would consider. Of course, we already know what my selection was, but I want to go ahead and kind of give you guys what I thought. So I had a couple different choices: Detroit Become Human, Darksiders 2 Definitive Edition, and the one that I actually went with, which was Metal Gear Solid 5. All those have something in common, in which it's literally just a character's face or their profile. And it's like, for a good game cover, I was like looking for something like, exciting, something that tells me a little bit about the story, that, I might be getting into, maybe the world. But no, it's literally just their face. And it's like, to me, it's like that doesn't tell me anything. I just have to go based off of a face. And the only other Metal Gear game I'd played before that was Rising Revengeance, which some could consider that's not really a Metal Gear game. The Phantom Pain. And it's like it's just his face. But then I went into it with the expectation of just like, okay, let's just kind of see, because it was on PlayStation Plus. Didn't pay anything for it, unlike another game that we're not going to talk about anymore. But and I went into it and I was like, I was absolutely floored by like how amazing it was, how good the movement felt, how in depth the system was, both for the combat, the enemy AI. Like, heck, you go into missions, these side missions, and you do stuff, and the world changes. So if you're doing a lot of missions at night, the world will change by like the enemies having night vision goggles now. You're hitting a lot of headshots. Enemies will start to wear helmets. Like, you can't like tell me like you see this game cover. And it's like, okay, it's just a dude, and then you like get into it, and like you just get your mind blown because it's an actual Metal Gear game. How do I hold on? My mouse started moving before my brain did. I need to reset. And it's just, you actually get a pretty cool Metal Gear experience. From again, the first one that you had was Rising Revengeance, which was just mainly action. So this was my first stealth-based Metal Gear game, and it was so amazing, honestly. And again, just his face, I really didn't think anything of it. I just tried it out because for the shits and giggles.
All right, for the audio podcast listeners, we have a shot of the PS4 cover with a dark background and Solid Snake, or somebody who we presume
Venom Snake.
Solid Snake. Venom Snake on
So
the
many
cover,
snakes.
sideways, looking to the left, profile view, mostly in shadow, but you can tell that it is him. And there's not much else. It's just the title, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain Tactical Espionage Operations. It tells you nothing about the game. It tells you nothing about what you are to expect. all you know is that it is a Metal Gear game. You kind of may have heard about this guy called Snake, possibly from the Escape from LA or Escape from New York movies, but yeah, if you're coming in blind, you don't know what you're going to be expecting. Mhm.
I will say that a very common theory among like the community of Metal Gear does consider this game not to be Metal Gear Solid 5, even though it
Mm.
has like the Roman numeral. But people like to say it's Metal Gear Solid V for Venom Snake, who that is
Ah,
the character. Um, and I just feel like I just want to bring that up real quick, just because again that's a lot of what the community has kind of come to believe, because they say that the Metal Gear number games only come up when it has something to do with Solid Snake or Big Boss.
mhm.
Which
Understood. Okay, well, yeah. How about our resident Metal Gear guy, Juan de Margo? What do you say about this cover? Jean de Margo, sorry.
Mhm.
It's brooding, and it doesn't say anything as anyone else said. So it's just Venom Snake doing this side profile. Then
being edgy.
this is it. And um, I guess there's uh like a meaning in this cover art. I don't know if I'm about to say spoilers. It's been 10 years, almost 10 years already. So
Honestly, damn.
it it says something about his character. Um, I I don't know if you zoom in, you can see there's a horn beside his the right side of his forehead, and that's because of the accident that happened over the previous game, which is Metal
Ground
Gear
Zero.
Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. And yeah, so I'm going to end at that. So it's up to you guys to find out what happened to his character, who he is, what he's become.
I'm gonna judge it. He kind of looks like Aaron Taylor Johnson
Yeah.
cosplaying as Craven, cosplaying as Venom Snake.
I'm a dude.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm a dude who's how does that go, Jose? I'm a dude pretending to be a dude disguised as another
Yeah.
dude. Or something.
Oh,
It looks like he needs to take a shit.
Yeah, well, yeah, pretty much.
maybe he is on the toilet.
So I say, first impressions.
um. Well, it is kind of dumb. Like just his side profile. It's like, what is this? Like a yearbook picture? Like, like what's going on here?
A mugshot.
Mugshot.
But it kind of does follow the theme, because Metal Gear Solid 4, wasn't it just his like a up close picture of his face?
I'm not sure. I didn't actually play Peace Walker.
No, number 4, Metal Gear Solid
Yeah,
4. And then
Yeah, isn't that Peace Walker?
no, it's not
No,
number
it's
4.
it's Metal Gear Solid 4 Guns of the
Oh no,
Patriots.
Guns of the Patriots. Okay.
It's a picture of old Snake's face that is
Oh yeah,
deteriorating.
old Solid Snake.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, I
Mm.
didn't play that game, so I like I said, the only other Metal Gear game I played ever before this was
Yeah, but no. This is Wolf's personal experience of having judged a game based on its cover. So it turned him off at first, but it blew his mind afterwards. Okay.
You can barely see the V right there too. Like it's almost like blending in a lot with
Mm-hmm.
with him.
It's like the Canadian V from South Park.
But this cover doesn't really leave much. Like unless you know what Metal Gear Solid is, I don't think any random person would be picking up this game. It's really just plain, not much going on. Like what's he looking
Plain
at?
Jane.
I don't know. This cover, this cover is not it. They could have done something way better. At least if
Yeah,
it was
like
like at least if it was like a hand drawn picture, it would have been better. Like
If
on
you
Metal Gear
want,
Solid 1 and 2.
if you want to see alternate cover, you have this one here.
Yeah, see, that's better.
yeah. I was
That
gonna
would have been way
suggest like
better.
yeah, that one is really cool. I was thinking the definitive experience one with all that like that's cool.
With all the
Right.
explosions and the
Yeah, see, that's a
helicopter.
that
You
would
know
have
what?
been a way better
That
cover.
that cover kind of looks like an 80s movie poster, like an action
Right.
movies,
It
like an
does.
action movie poster, right?
And it looks like it's done by the same same guy. Well, there's a guy who does Metal Gear art, right? Jean de Margot, like line comic book line art style where it's black and white and it's like
Yeah, the
yeah.
I forgot his name. He
Yeah.
did the first Metal Gear
Shinkawa.
artwork.
Mhm.
Yoji Shinkawa. Yes.
There you go.
There you go. Anyway, so
And the
yeah,
other Metal Gear poster there kind of looks like Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo.
He kind of looks like
Or,
Danny Trejo with an eye patch.
or Philippine politician Vicente Soto. And you have this.
There you go. Miss I says Yoji Shinkawa.
Yoji Shinkawa.
Right. Right.
And Miss I said, I bought a PS3 copy of Phantom Pain a short while back because this Day One edition looks cool. There's about a 4-inch indent on the plastic cover running vertically, puncturing the slipcover on one end and of the line. Hi, Miss I. What you doing down there?
Touching grass.
So, so that's Phantom Pain. Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain from Sir Wolfram over there. So, guys, we'll go now with Sir Joel. What you got?
All right. So the game that I am going to be talking about with bad box art, but surprisingly good gameplay, is one from when you guys were likely not even in existence yet. It's a game on the Atari 7800. And I never got to play it when it first came out, but recently I've been delving into the Atari 7800 library, and I got to play it on Stream Arcade, the online service where you can play classic games and arcade games streaming, kind of like a Netflix for video games. The title of the game is called Ninja Golf. All right, so the game is called Ninja Golf, and first I saw it as an 80s ninja kid who absolutely loves Shokosugi and all these classic ninja movies like Pray for Death and Revenge of the Ninja or American Ninja with Michael Dudikoff. Well, you see this cover, you think, ninja, but first things first, that's not a ninja sword he's holding. That's some kind of scimitar. And that's so completely out of character. And
It's a Persian ninja. It's a
exactly.
Persian.
Ninja holding a scimitar. Next is that he's, it's Ninja Golf. So you're expecting the golf bag. But overall, you don't really see much else from the cover. The strangest thing about it is the background is dark, which means that he's playing golf during night, which is a terrible time to play golf. You don't play golf during nighttime. You whack a tiny little white ball clear across the field, and there's no
Well,
way to find it.
he
Yeah.
is a ninja, of course.
Well,
You don't want to sing in broad daylight. He's a
Well, that's
ninja.
true. That's true. Yeah, but then again, he's a terrible ninja too because he can be seen. Actual ninjas, you don't see them. So that's the thing.
On
He's
the wide open golf course, wide
Exactly.
open golf course.
exactly. If you're a real ninja,
Who's that ninja playing?
as a
Who's that
flat
black
ball,
guy?
you still can't be found. But yes, in general, Ninja Golf has a terrible cover because of the fact that it doesn't really convey how much fun the game actually is, although it does give a certain sense of whimsy to what the theme is about. I mean, ninjas and golf, how can you possibly go wrong with a combination like that? And I was right. When I tried the game, it was a game of golf with 9 holes where you hit the ball towards the tee, and in between walking to the ball, you fight all these other ninjas and monsters like giant gophers popping up out of the ground and throwing rocks at you, or snakes suddenly showing up and trying to take a piece of your leg, and things like that. And a giant frog that normally would be good luck for us Filipinos, but in this case, it's bad news. So yeah, a lot of different ninjas. It's kind of like Legend of Kage if Kage decided to take a day off and play golf. So yeah, so you start off by hitting the ball towards the tee, and it lands wherever it's supposed to land, and you start running towards it to try to hit it again. But in running towards it, you encounter all of these other guys trying to kill you, which is bad sport. You're on your day off, you're playing golf, and they're still trying to assassinate you. Come on, what's a ninja supposed to do on his day off? So after you fight all these monsters, you get to the ball again and you whack it. But in this case, you don't get the ball into the hole in Ninja Golf. Once you get to the tee, you face off against this giant dragon and you try to kill it by throwing ninja stars at it. How we love shuriken, and we throw that in sequence. But yeah, that is how. Once you kill the dragon, it's considered you put the ball into the hole, and you go through that for nine strokes, and you try to get it in as few hits as you can. Golf being golf. So in general, Ninja Golf is a game with bad cover art, but amazing gameplay. Honestly, this is being sold brand new again as a remake on Amazon, and I'm planning on getting it too once it goes on discount. The Atari 7800 cartridge is available on Amazon. I'm planning on getting it once it goes on cheap. But yes, bad video game art, hilariously bad video game art, but really, really good gameplay. That's my game for the show.
All right. It's one of those games. Just looking at the cover, those weird fusion between West and East. You know what I mean? It's like just the name itself, Ninja Golf. Like, so in my mind, what the hell would be the gameplay of this? So is a ninja playing golf? So yeah,
it's precisely what it says. Yes,
it's precisely what it said. So it's just it's just one random day when this random ninja decided, oh, you know what? I'm tired killing people, assassinating people, sneaking around in the dark. You know what? There's a golf course over there. Maybe I'll try to shoot a few. Like Sir Joel mentioned, a very weird choice of sword there. It's not even like a katana. No, it really does look like a scimitar. So so it's like West, Middle East, and East.
Exactly. Yeah. When you stop and think about it, it's actually kind of awesome.
like for example, sure, maybe if he's fighting. If he really is fighting some creatures within the golf course using the bag, using his caddy bag of golf, I don't know, putters and drivers, you know what, using his insane ninja skills using those putters and drivers, then sure, I would be all for it. Sir Jose, Ninja Golf cover. First impression.
Yeah, I'm curious as to what everybody's impression of this game cover is. Let's start with Jose, and then let's do Wolf.
He's out for words.
It's like something you would expect from the late 80s, early 90s. Like just something hella random.
Yeah.
Right.
That him not holding the right sword is throwing me off. Like,
Right.
like what the hell? I don't know. Like, and it doesn't even like.
Are you? I mean, are you expecting him to be holding like one of those putters?
Yeah, like at least.
I'd prefer a putter. Yeah.
Yeah, it would make sense if he was fighting the bad guys using his golf bag. But then again, golf clubs are very expensive. You don't want to whack bad guys with your expensive golf clubs. Mm-hmm.
You know what, Sir Jose? I don't think you want to. I don't think you want to play golf with this ninja, just in case he might lose.
How about Wolf? What's your impression of this one?
Okay, so just from the picture, I'm trying to like look at it a little closely. I'm also noticing like, okay, he's got balls on his chest and like
Mm,
T's like two, and
yeah.
Oh, there's
is
balls. Okay.
yeah, like that's what I'm noticing. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a field or a desert or like what in the background, but it's like I'm again like I think this is going to be a common theme with us. We're all getting thrown off by the scimitar. Like,
Oh, you know what? You know what? So we are right. This is the Middle East.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's most likely the the Middle East desert there,
the Middle East.
Arabian desert.
Maybe this should be Prince of Persia golf.
It's a Persian Gulf.
I'd play that. I'd play that. Yeah. And Jean de Margot, what do you say about this Ninja Golf game?
So for me, the sword, that's a mistake already because you know it's sharp. It will cause glint,
Mhm.
like it will glare, especially at uh, sunrise or their sun. So not a good ninja weapon. And then I think
See,
the kunai that he have, it's in the other game that Sir Wolfram
Oh,
had.
that's true.
It went to that game, Veilguard. And
Agreed. Yeah.
then I think we should call this ninja holiday. Like this ninja is out on vacation to do some community work, like
Mhm.
cutting
mm,
grass in the golf course.
All
So it
right.
will be like he will cut the grass.
So as Jean de Margot would say, it's c'est terrible. Terrible. Whatever.
Also, I forgot. I
Mm.
guess this is the time where um, the Americans and the Japanese are having their like getting their good relations after the World War II, because this was the Atari during the 70s in the Cold War. So they made this game.
there you go. El Terrible de Espada, Ninja Golfa. All right. That's Ninja Golf for the Atari 7800, coming from Sir Joel. What's the other one?
All right, so a very quick one. A good game box art that had well mid gameplay. Asteroids for the Atari 2600. Classic Atari box art, wonderfully painted, very colorful, very evocative of imagination. When you look at it, you buy it, you think, "Oh my goodness, this is going to be such an amazing experience!" Like when you were a kid, you were already imagining No Man's Sky type of gameplay. But yeah, when you get home, you pop it in. It's this tiny little triangle moving around the center of the screen. You can move around the screen too, and gravity, not gravity, inertia works on you, and you shoot at giant blobs that are supposed to be asteroids. It's if you were a kid who was not familiar with the arcade game, you didn't know what to expect. Us Filipinos, we really didn't get asteroids in the arcades when we were kids. So when you saw asteroids on the Atari 2600, you think, there should be, this looks like fun. But when you got to play it, you really didn't get much. Your expectations were low with Atari 2600 games, but they were completely plunged into the ground like the Undertaker would do with his classic move, and you didn't come away from it with a happy experience. You just played it maybe for about 10 minutes or so, and then toss it back into the pile, never to be played again. Sad to say, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, it's an Atari game. So that's that's Atari box art. It lures you in, it takes your money, and leaves you sad. That's at least for the 2600 era. That's it. Asteroids for the 2600.
If I'm so I'm gonna judge this cover. I'm gonna take myself back in the 70s or the 80s. Okay, so if I'm gonna, so knowing that it is a 2600 game, oh my god, what kind of game, what kind of what kind of insane graphics am I going to see here? But oh, look at that, two players having trust control in hyperspace sounds sexy.
Zero G6.
And 66, almost 69, all right there. All right, kind of looks like kind of looks like boobs though. All right. So just so yeah, very with the art alone, spaceship blasting away asteroids. So by the cover itself, it's self pretty explanatory. You're blasting away asteroids like those big rocks in outer space, trying to maneuver yourself destroying them. So, but the problem would be this is a Atari 2600. So if I'm a kid back in the 80s and I'm gonna see this for the first time, I'm like, okay, I know I'm gonna be burned, and I'm gonna be burned again. So what am I expecting? What I'm going to see gameplay wise, right? So is the cover art pretty much the same as gonna be the game? Will be the same as the gameplay? Certainly not, but I am curious on what exactly the gameplay would be
But
based on
yeah,
looking at here.
I forgot to describe this for our audio podcast. If you're at all familiar with Buck Rogers in the 25th Century video TV series with Hill Gerard, the ship on the cover kind of looks like it, and you'd expect, oh, very cool, Buck Rogers style, and it's very colorful, highly detailed artwork, very lifelike. Buck Rogers type of ship shooting at asteroids. It looks like he's trying to get to a planet. Maybe he's going to be doing something about getting to that planet. He's trying to blast through asteroids to try to get to it from the looks of it. But no, that never factors into the game. You're just blasting the asteroids. And sad to say, that's pretty much all you do. You try to blast asteroids until you reach your high score and you die just in case well, once the asteroids, you get unlucky and one of the asteroids destroys your ship. So yeah. And the thing about it is the graphics on the 2600 was extremely bare bones, as right Ray Q would say. During those times, the graphics was not based on how great your GPU is, but how great your imagination is. Yeah, and
Correct.
I would say Ray Q hit it right on the head. I guess I didn't have enough imagination to enjoy this game when I popped it into the machine and got to play it back then. Oh well.
Sir Wolf, first impressions, asteroids, cover art.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It does look really cool. Again, like Joel was talking about, like you kind of look at this and you think what we had expectations for what No Man's Sky would have possibly been. Blasting asteroids. These look real, highly detailed. But then you get into it, and like you said, it's like something you can make off of MS Paint nowadays. You can make that same effects there. Would have been cool if they could have leaked, at least had like some sort of like I don't know, some sort of thing in the bottom of the corner of the screen, maybe to kind of represent like a planet or something like that. Maybe kind of like a planetary defense kind of thing. I mean, hindsight 2020, but absolutely. Like you look at this, I'm looking at it's like hyperspace thrust control, but then you get in the game, it's where does that even show? And it's
Precisely.
very misleading. So it's like that's kind of what I'm thinking of. Also, two players. I've never seen an asteroid. Like maybe unless you hand the controller to your buddy that's sitting next to you, but that's again maybe I'm in the too young generation that maybe it was two players back in the day. Maybe it was just plug a second controller in and you get a second cursor. But I have no idea honestly.
Sir Jose, let's just say, for example, you're a kid in the 80s and you watched the first Star Wars movie, and then you saw this. Are you expecting something similar?
I would say so, especially the way the box art looks, like somewhat realistic. You'd think you're out in space, like shooting shit. Asteroids just happens to be one of the things. But yeah, the game is not like that at all. And maybe it's a skill issue, but I really don't like asteroids. Maybe I don't like it. It's boring. It's hard to play. I remember playing all the time. Like I remember always giving it a chance in the arcade, and no, like this box art. It looks cool, but it's pulling one over on everyone.
All right. Sir JDM, asteroids, what have you?
Yes, it kind of looks like the it kind of looks like an artwork for Star Wars because this game came out 2 years after the first Star Wars, and then I see they're using the, if I'm not mistaken, it's a colored pencil for this box art.
Like
Yeah,
color pencil art. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I can see that.
like it's a really good cover, but I played Asteroid. If you're not familiar, I think this is one of the earliest instance that we have the vector graphics. What's what they called? And then the controls are somehow like the tank control.
Oh yes,
Ah,
tank
fuck.
control.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah, yes,
really?
yeah,
Oh, that. Ah,
yeah.
shit.
Joe hates tank controls. But make no mistake, I got to play the arcade game of Asteroids, and it was really good. JDM makes a great point. The vector graphics give it the personality, give it a little bit of a pop. But Atari 2600 graphics, once you put the cartridge in, sad to say, it leaves much to be desired. When it came to the gameplay of Asteroids, the looks, the feel, the gameplay. Great box art, set up great expectations, bad gameplay comparatively. Not that it's bad game, it's just that the cover really let you down as to when it came to the actual game. So that's
This
all
is
about
this is like Ubisoft back in the 70s.
it.
They
Okay,
give you they
Ubisoft.
give you they give you a good trailer, then when
Yeah,
they finally release the game, it's crap.
yeah, and it's nothing but suck. Anyway, all right. So yes, that's pretty much it, Joe, for me. So Ninja Golf, bad box art, great game. Asteroids, great box art, middling gameplay. Sad to say. All right, back to you.
All right. Thank you for that, Sir Joel. And now about Sir JDM. What you got?
So for me, a bad cover is Invasion from Beyond for the PlayStation
Invasion.
1.
Invasion from Beyond.
I don't know if I'm a fan of very obscure games for the PS1 because I didn't play most of the RPG games that everyone is going about. Final Fantasy, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I have this. So I was choosing the game in one of the stores in the UAE. Then I see this. It looks like a 50s alien invasion movie, like it came from outer space. And sep- actually, this one looks like 70s because of the color. It's like retro looking. You have these UFOs uh, flying around. Then you have this woman. If you look at this, it's so risque. It's 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 like a B movie actually.
Yeah,
And
very
fun fact,
1950s B movie.
yes.
Yeah,
Fun fact, by the way, this game was called B movie. Uh, outside of the US. So Invasion from the End in US, then elsewhere it's B movie. So artwork, it looks very risque, very retro. It looks like a very campy movie from the 50s or the 70s. But when you once you pop it in the PS1, You have this very full blown game. It's a flight simulation game, not like the one you saw from Asteroids. It's it's a 3D game. One of the first instances where you can see 60 FPS frame rate, unlike the other flight simulation games from the PS1, like the Ace Combat series. This one is like a third person. I mean, what do you call that when you're behind the plane, zip plane? It's like somehow it's not your first person flight simulator like the Ace Combat. This is third person. Then it's like Mars Attacks with the humor and the characters. You see the aliens running around, the UFOs. They're very comical. The stereotype green big-headed monsters or aliens that's roaming around the city, and then you try to rescue the villagers and do some other task like escort a civilian or protect a building. And you have this group of characters that you can also play as, who are just like they are militia. Most of them are retired, um, like pilots. Some of them are test subjects, and they have different personalities, different planes, and you can collect when you blow up UFOs, their mothership. They give out these very rare materials that you could gather. Then you bring into the base. Then you get some upgrades. You can upgrade your arsenal. You can upgrade your plane. You can get secret characters. There's also a secret character who's an alien, but like he was a test subject, but he grew he grew sympathy. He grew sympathy to the humans. Now he's fighting his fellow kind and something like that. It's like uh what's this movie? They Live.
Mm.
They Live. Right. It's something
They
like that.
live, yeah. And more recently, the video game Wing Commander 3, Heart of the Tiger. If you're familiar with the Wing Commander series, yeah. Hmm.
So it's really a cool game. Controls wise, it uses I don't know if Sergio will like this. It's inverted. So you can't
Yeah,
really
fuck that. No.
i-
Mm.
there's no option to change it.
To change the
And
controls? No, no.
yes,
Joe
you
hates
can do.
so many things, doesn't
Yeah.
he? He hates inverted controls. He hates tank controls.
You know what? I should have. You know what? I should have just mentioned it as my pet peeves
Oh
last
my
week,
goodness.
among other things. I mean, there's a lot.
Eh, eh, what else? You can do strafe moves. Though the controls are sometimes clunky, but it doesn't make it a very bad game. So it's average to good. And there's even um, like a review from Next Generation magazine that said that, quote unquote, don't let the cool retro box art fool you. This game deserves to be passed on, even it's starting up from the bottom of the bargain bin. So they really played the game, they enjoyed it. They didn't care about the cover anymore. So that's a good thing. So this is a lesson to everyone. Um, don't judge a book by its cover. You really need to experience the gameplay, and not just by looking at what's on the face value. So there, Invasion from Beyond, bad cover, but it's a good game. Average, good, whatever you call it.
All
So what
right.
you guys, what you guys think?
If I'm gonna look at this, Sir Joel might know this. It kind of reminds me of the cover, the album cover of Queen, "News of the World." Kind of,
Kind
kind of
of,
remind
yeah.
me of that. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. More than anything, though. Sorry to interrupt, Joe. You finish your thought. I'll put in my thoughts on the cover.
Oh no. I'm just looking at the lady. What is she surprised? Like, is she happily surprised that she's being carried over by that UFO? Like she's smiling, like, oh, this is fun. Oh God. And then we got another woman over there down at the bottom, being hugged by a like an alien creature, and she doesn't look like she's struggling to get out of the uh, 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 out of its grasp. Like, it's like she's saying, hug me tighter. Like, hold me harder or something. Like,
Well, well, with ladies' penchant for mechanical satisfaction, I'm not surprised that that's how Joe's mind went. But yeah, um, in general, though, my personal impression, I just realized something. Thanks for bringing this up, JDM. I do remember playing this game, and I just realized something. I love bad movies as well. I loved those old movies from the 1950s, like Attack of the 50-Foot Woman, or something like they came from the desert. Those old bad drive-in movies. So much so that when we went to Disneyland, there was this diner or a cafe in Disney World. Sorry, where we went to, and the whole theme is a drive-in theater. The
Mhm.
booths were look like little cars. They serve you drive-in food. They have this giant drive-in cinema set up
Mm.
playing all these bad movies from the 1950s, like this one. And this one is a very evocative of that kind of game. I actually played this game too, and I enjoyed it so much because of the fact that it did feel like those bad 1950s movies. The soundtrack is even
Yes.
accurate to it. You know, the sound like ooh, that kind of music. Yeah, it had that. It had that. It was really, really good.
It, it
And for somebody like
disco.
me, sorry. He has one
It
jump.
sounds like those disco howling
Kind
thing.
of, yeah. But yes, as somebody who grew up watching these bad movies, I knew exactly what to expect from this game cover, and I did like it. I can't even really say this is a bad game cover. I liked it so much because it really hit the nail on the head. Flying saucers extending a claw, grabbing a woman, who looks like a 1940s, 1950s pinup, very scantily clad, very leggy. Like Joe says, the lady doesn't look like she's completely fighting it. She's just utterly shocked, but maybe anticipating something. And yeah, it's it,
They,
it, it
they look like the picture, the pinup
mm,
girls they put in the
mm.
cockpit in the
Exactly.
airplanes. Right?
Exactly. Yes. Very Betty Page. I think that's the name of the girl from back in the 1930s, 1940s. Yeah. But yes, in general, skyline that kind of looks kind of pinkish mauve, and a huge
Hmm.
series of flying saucers, one of them grabbing a woman from the ground. I don't know, she might be wearing a night dress. And at the bottom, Invasion from Beyond, that's the title of the game, in a bold 1950s 1960s font, and some kind of metal creature grabbing hold of a woman and shooting a laser to the right. The description for the audio podcast. And yeah, I love it. I love this kind of cover. I love the genre of game. Bad video game, bad cinema. It's so bad it's good. What can I say? That's my opinion of it. How about you, Wolf?
Uh,
No, go
well,
ahead.
so Wolf, go.
Yeah, I was gonna say that definitely get the campy vibes from those old films. From those pin. I think they're called pinups. I don't want to be
Yes.
misinformed, but
Mhm.
yeah, it's like I love those kind of things that are just like so over the top. Invasion of the Body Snatchers type of feel, whatever it was. But yeah, this definitely invokes like something that's like, wow, this looks interesting enough to be like, I don't care what the gameplay is. I'd probably like try it out though. It's like, okay, you know what? Like if because when I think of like this, the only kind of like invasion kind of game I've ever played was Destroy All Humans. So I was
Oh,
like,
Destroy All Humans was exactly just that genre. That's good. That was a good one.
yeah. But yeah, definitely looks really interesting. I'm not sure if this was supposed to be the bad cover good game or good cover bad game, but it definitely is piqued
I
my
think it's a great
curiosity at the
cover
very
and an awesome game, honestly.
least.
Yes, and for the you listeners and for you viewers, if you want to Google Betty Page, that's pretty much the girl, the pinup girl that this girl on the cover reminds me of. So there. All right, Jose hasn't tossed in his opinion yet.
Um, I like this cover because, like Sir JDM and Sir Joel, I am a big fan of B movies. So,
Yeah.
so this is exactly what it looks like. So I would probably have bought this regardless of looking at the back. Straight up, everything about it just screams B movie, old movie from like the 60s, 70s. That alien right there fucking copying the feel on that bitch right there.
He's got the Stockholm syndrome.
That could be Sir Joel for all we know. Oh, Sir Joe
that's
for all
true.
we know.
That's true.
He's just in disguise. But yeah, this looks very interesting. I would play this regardless of what it was. I would get this. So this cover art would either fool me or not, but it sounds like it's a good game. So I'm probably gonna be looking for this one.
Yeah, it's good. Trust me on this one. All right.
All right. That's Invasion from Beyond, PlayStation 1. What's the other games, RJDM?
So this next example is going to be a good artwork, but gameplay not so much. So it's Metal Gear Acid for the PSP or PlayStation Portable, and you also have this sequel. Very amazing artwork. It's like drawing some inspiration from the manga anime side of art. We know Metal Gear Solid as the, like, you have this a very American um, artwork, then suddenly you have this anime manga style for Metal Gear Acid. Look at Solid Snake. He's got the, like, a shoulder length hair in the first game. Then all of a sudden in the sequel, it's the regular Solid Snake hair, like the short one. And what I didn't like about this game is it went far away from the, somehow far from the, what the game was, because it's a card game. I think if Sergio and Sir Wolfram and Sir Jose will try to play this, they will like this because it's a card game. Uh, when I first played this, where is my shooting? Where is my crawling? Where is my stealthing? I don't see that in the game. It's all cards and stuff. So where did they put all this action game uh, gameplay? It's all cards, and I'm not good with card games unless it's blackjack or baccarat.
Oh, come
Some
on, not even Pusoy Dos. Come on, JDM.
I it's a stealth game. Then all of a sudden you have these cards that you need to collect to run around. It's like a turn base. It became a turn base card game, and then you have the enemies, you have the like the bases and stuff, but you are limited to what you can do with the cards that you have, with the decks that you have.
All
So
right. If I can interrupt GDM very quickly, because Wolf is might have to drop off because he has real life responsibilities, unlike us.
Sigh.
Yeah. Okay. Don't worry about it, Wolf. We're just very happy that that you were able to make it with some time. What's your impression of JDM's choices of great box art but mid gameplay?
If he wouldn't have said card game, I probably would have bought it because I mean it does look cool. If it was at least like somewhat similar to like what a Metal Gear game, as I know it, then I might have. But like if you're saying it's card game based, I'm just like, I don't know about that one, Chief. Like
Mhm.
I've played games that are like from card games, but then are actually like a more Civ based, like that one Yu-Gi-Oh game I don't remember from the PS2, but it was
Mhm.
like, oh, so it's based off a card game, but you play it more like Civilization, like.
There you go.
But Metal Gear Acid definitely looks the artwork is absolutely gorgeous, but it's like I don't know if it's such a deviation to like a card game. It's like, I don't know about that one, Chief. I might just look up the story on online and just watch the cutscenes instead of playing the game.
Ironically, though, one of the most popular games nowadays on most platforms in modern times is a card game called Balatro, and of course, there's also Slay the Spire. Those are card game based video games with actions being dictated by the cards that you draw and play. Metal Gear Acid may have been onto something back then. Yeah, you never know. Mhm.
for the benefit of Sir Wolfram, you're off the hook. You don't have to play the game because it's non-canon.
Yes.
That's not canon anyway, so
Yeah. Hideo Kojima said that it's non-canon.
Also, kind of like
It,
Metal Gear Solid Ghost Babel for the Game Boy Color, right? JDM. That one is
that
not.
game is somehow connected to the MGS2.
Oh, really?
At
Okay.
some
interesting.
there's a like a video game theory that
Mm.
they said that the protagonist of the uh, Game Boy game is uh, what's this name? What this chick's name? Raiden.
Okay. Look, what's the
He's
chick's
doing
name?
he, he's the like the protagonist of the second Metal Gear
I see, I
Solid
see.
game.
But this one, Wolf can safely ignore because it is completely non-canon, straight from
Yes,
Hideo Kojima.
It's an alternate
Timeline.
timeline,
Got it.
like,
Got it. Okay.
like Metal Gear Survive. That
Okay.
damn game. I
Got it.
spit on it.
All right. Okay. So how about Jose? Let's hear what his thoughts are on Metal Gear Acid cover. Great box art, middling gameplay. Some might even say bad. Depends on how you approach it.
I really like the box art on both of them. It's very anime like. Again, it doesn't really leave much other than you're going to be shooting something. And like everyone said, it is a card game. I do really like it. It's fun. I like it. I have it right here.
You snap that copy in half.
No. So, yeah, I really like them. So it did get me because I just saw Metal Gear on PSP and I was like, I'm for it. And then it started and it was card game and I was like,
I'm not for it.
damn. No, I'm all for it. It was good. I like it. It's fun.
I guess you just got to dig into the mechanics for you to really enjoy it, right, Jose? Like
Mhm.
just get how to use the cards to make the commands happen, I guess.
You want to play good PSP game, you play the Portable Ops and the
Peace Walker.
Peace Walk. Those are the
This
best.
one?
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. That one is Portable Ops Plus.
Yeah,
It's
plus.
like a DLC. Those are the
All
good
right,
games.
Richard Ryan Ortega does say Metal Gear Acid. They tried experimenting with the genre and it worked for some. However, some collect this game due to videos of scantily clothed women as in-game collectibles. The rest, nani.
All right. So before I give my opinion about this game, Sir Wolfram, where can they find you?
Pretty much almost every day on Twitch. Wolfram37, just right down there. Like tonight, I'll probably be going live because I have a new sound alert that people are probably going to want to use. So I'm gonna be doing some spooky Saturday tonight, playing some Dead Space. And I know Dark or Jose, he's got his points lined up. He's ready to scare the pants off me on that one. So, but yeah, definitely feel free if you guys can join me there. You'll think I have a lot of fun,
All right.
especially trying to scare me.
All right. Thanks very much, Wolf. Definitely subscribe to your Twitch.
All
All
right.
right, thanks again for having me, guys. Hopefully, see you guys next week. I think I'm off on next Saturday, so I'll definitely be able to stay for the full show this time.
Nice. Okay.
Yay.
Yeah, because we're gonna have Sir Wolfram for our Final Fantasy Advent Children review whenever that is. All right. So, my opinion about the cover art for Metal Gear Acid 1 and 2. I'm a sucker for anime cover art, really. Uh, Regardless of the franchise. One look at this, I'm like, ooh, girls, ass, boobs. All right.
Snake.
So, so
So there's
right.
something like
And
Yoda.
it kind of reminds me of the Ghost in a Shell, Sir Joel. Kind of.
That's very true. Yeah, the aesthetic does remind me of Ghost in the Shell. The art style, the angles. Yeah, agreed. Mm.
And so this is me with with the base knowledge of Metal Gear Solid, the first one for the PlayStation 1. And I'm thinking, okay, so is this going to be a stealth game again? Judging by the name alone, okay. But looking at the cover art, ooh, it's going to be. Am I expecting anime looking kind of a stealth game, which kind of piqued my interest. I mean, despite of the uh, despite of what I'm looking at here right now, and then I remember looking at because I remembered we have this Metal Gear Acid on our local CAX, and at the back cover, yeah, they did hinted that it is a card game, which I'm thinking. So you're a stealth action adventure kind of game, but you're fighting card game style. So how the heck- I mean, the optics of that, I'm just like that's a little bit insane even for me. I mean, I played Button Kaitos, sure, like a turn-based RPG, but card-based style. But this is more action. It's not like you're fighting your enemies turn-based. Not really. I mean, they are literally shooting at you, and you're shuffling cards. And depending on the cards that you'll get, will affect whatever actions that you'll do. So you know what I mean. But we're not talking about gameplay at the moment. We're talking about just the box art. So if I'm just looking at this on face value, yeah, it would have piqued my interest. But because it's a Metal Gear kind of game, I don't think I would have bought this regardless. Because it's not my genre.
Yeah, right.
All right. So that's Metal Gear Acid 1 and 2 for the PSP as per Sir JDM. So Before we head to Sir Jose, we'll just do a quick ad break from StreamYard and BitMap, and then we'll continue the show after that, shall we?
Sounds good.
Do you like playing video games? Do you like reading about history? Do you like learning about video game history? Then you should give yourself the gift of owning some video game history books from BitMap. Since 2014, BitMap Books have published numerous colorful and well-detailed hardbound books about video games ranging from the different video game consoles of old and the various video game genres that will surely pique the interest of its core fanbase. BitMap's team of global video game journalists, players, and illustrators have produced numerous award-winning titles that celebrate the software, hardware, and developers that laid down the foundations for the billion-dollar video game industry we all know and love today. International shipping is also available with careful and considerate packaging from BitMap Books. If you don't want to take my word for it, then you can believe the people, almost 10,000 satisfied customers who submitted their glowing written reviews and video reviews after receiving their books from BitMap. By ordering your first BitMap book using our link, you will also be supporting the Timeless Gamers Show in spreading our love of video games and their rich history. Start your own online live streams, webinars, podcasts, online classes, and virtual presentations with Streamyard. By using Streamyard's user-friendly interface, you can also do simultaneous multi-streaming if you have accounts to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and other platforms. If live streaming is not your style, video and audio recordings are also available, especially with those who have variable and inconsistent internet connections. The finished output will still come out as clear and well articulated exactly as you originally intended. You can also customize the appearance of your presentation, like green screen effects, facial touch-ups to smoothen out those facial blemishes, multiple cameras for multiple guests joining in the discussion, your own wallpaper on the background, adding your own logo as a watermark, sharing videos from your own computer or other website for added visual aids with or without audio, uploading your own background music if you wish to set the mood when talking, and lots more. Before you can enjoy all of the wonderful full features of StreamYard, you can start with a 14-day free trial by using our link. Not only that you are supporting the Timeless Gamer Show, but you can see it for yourself how easy it is using StreamYard. PH, Philippines Toys, Hobbies, and Collectibles Convention, right there. May 11th from Eaton, Centris, Elements, Quezon City. There you go. And check out our Shuffle Emporium while you're there. And yep, that's it, guys. So we got Sir Jose now. We got Sir Jose with his video games judging by their covers. Sir Jose, what you got?
I got the Twisted Tales of Spike McFang on the Super Nintendo. Yep, there it is.
What the heck is that?
That's exactly what I said.
It's a cartoon.
So I had never played this game back then. My brother-in-law would always like mention it, and I was like, okay, I never heard of it. And then one day I was like, I would think I was doing like a retro week on streaming, and I was like, I'm gonna play this game finally. So I pop it in, or I popped it in, and started it, and it was actually a lot of fun. The like going off of the cover art, I was like, what is this? It looks weird. Looks like some like random like American made game. But it's actually action RPG, a Japanese game. It's super colorful. The music is really catchy, and the gameplay is really fun. It's not particularly a long game, but I was completely fooled by this box art, thinking it was going to be something really bad, when it turned out to be the complete opposite. And I had a lot of fun with it, and I'm planning to play it again because it's really fun.
It's an absolute sin, this cover. I mean, what is that? A toilet paper roll that's making a Moai face in the middle or something? I don't know. I mean, yeah, you're right, Jose. All right, a very quick description of the box art. There's this kid that's obviously mimicking a vampire because he's got a cape, he's got a top hat, but he's got a suit vest. But yeah, he's got jeans on, he's got sneakers on, unlaced sneakers, and a white T-shirt on underneath the striped suit vest, and a couple of spinning coins at the bottom. I imagine he's supposed to be collecting those because, Super Mario style, and a garlic bulb with eyes and feet, looking like he's completely surprised. And I have no idea what that is. Like I said, it looks like a toilet paper roll with arms and legs, making a Moai face. Either that, or he's in the middle of having the biggest nut of his life. I don't know, but that's pretty much what it looks like. Honestly, Jose, that's an absolute sin. This cover is, but if you're correct, if from whoever is designed this, committed a sin, because the original art is very anime-ish from the look of it, very manga anime style. The vampire is very appealing, actually. The vampire kid. I could be wrong on this, Jose. Describe it to me.
Describe what exactly?
The gameplay.
The gameplay,
and the original artwork, shall we say?
This artwork, it does not look like the game. The Japanese cover of this does a way better job of showing what the game is actually going to look like. The colors are a little muted on here, and they're very bright in the actual game. The game, you're moving around, attacking, gaining experience, more like, let me see, kind of like Zelda, where you're moving around, you could dodge. It's not turn-based, so...
Do we have a copy, or at least an image of what the original Japanese box art looks like on this as comparison? I really want to see what the original box art looks like compared to this atrocity of an American art style this is, and it's just, horrendous, honestly. Like Jose says, the colors are muted except for that vampire kid whose eyebrows need a shave. And and
It's
yeah,
like the Kazuya.
exactly. That Juan is saying it correctly. And honestly, it's, you don't know if he's jumping around in a dungeon or if and it also implies that he's spinning around because there's circles going around his head. Is the hat flying back to his head, or is he spinning while he's jumping like Mario and Luigi in the GBA game? I forgot what it's called. Yeah, I don't know, honestly. Like Jose says, if I'd seen this while I was shopping around, this definitely would have been the very last game that I would have picked out of the pile. So let's see. Is this the artwork, Jose?
Yeah.
All right, let's do this one very quickly. Let's remove that and add this one. It doesn't seem to be presenting. Okay, so sorry about that. I'm not sure what's happening here, but yeah. If you could describe the Japanese cover, Jose.
Let me go back to it. It is the main character and two other characters looking even more anime style.
There you go.
Everything's colorful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there we go. It looks like a way better game. It looks like a typical Japanese game. But it looks way better than the American one. Like, it doesn't even look like the same character.
Exactly. Yeah. It bears absolutely no resemblance to the American design. The vampire kid, it looks very snappy, looks very smart, looks very sharp. Actually, he's very presentable, and he might be a kid, but you'd respect that dude. You'd respect that kid once he shows up in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
The Americanized Spike McFang, whoever that is, I probably, the moment he shows up in front of me, I'd probably just drop kick him to the moon. I don't know, but yeah,
he looks like in the U.S. cover. He looks like the generic like cool '90s kid vibe they're trying to go for. Because even he's not even wearing a vest. Why'd they put a vest on him?
I don't know. I mean, maybe the look of formal attire in to kids is a vest. I don't know, a shirt, a suit vest. I don't know, but yeah, it certainly does not come across as something that I would appeal to me from the pile of SNES games if I were shopping around. Yeah. How about you, JDM? What's your opinion?
The Japanese cover or the original one?
No,
Let's.
the U.S.
Yeah.
This US, it looks like he's wearing the Marty McFly shoelace boots and like the 80s, is sporting this 80s look. And then there's a description, by the way, for the people who are listening to the audio only. It says here, killer garlic, spinning capes, and a cellular foam wielding vampire. This is so twisted. Like what he's doing is, I don't know if he's jumping and twisting in the air because of the like swirling, uh, this swirling wind around his the top of his hat. And then you see the is I guess that is the enemy, the garlic, because you know how vampires are afraid of garlic. And um, this other enemy, that character that I see, I don't see it as a I don't see it as a toilet paper, but it looks like a joint from this water pipe, like a T connector or something like that. Then there's this coin spinning around the night, and I'm not sure. It's the artwork is really going around places. And then you have the big bold font, very Disney like font in the uh, like the upper left portion. And then you compare it to the Japanese, it's the Japanese cover is okay. I think that's the artwork that they're really going for. Very
Mm.
oriental. This one is the American. You know how they have Rockman in the Japan. Then in the US they have this like astronaut who has a bowling pin as his buster arm. And then you have this um like a human with a Mega Man mascot with the gun. It's very Western style. It's like this cover.
Hey, but Bad Art Mega Man actually made it to being actually fully designed in I think it was a fighting game. Now, not quite sure which one
Yeah.
though. Yeah,
It was Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
there you go. Bad art Mega Man
And it
is
even, if I remember correctly, it's even featured in the Resident Evil 3 remake. There's a like a toy shop in there. Then you see the mascot, the like the life size Mega Man, Western Mega Man mascot
Oh yeah,
inside. So it's like a Easter egg.
there you go. And is Joe still here? I want to hear his opinion on this box art. Joe.
You guys are right. The font style of the title kind of reminds me of those Disney cartoons like Tailspin, DuckTales, uh,
Rescue
uh,
Rangers.
Rescue Rangers. It has that kind of similar art style. In regarding with the titular character, Spike McFang himself, if I'm gonna look at this in face value, uh, a vampire-like kid jumping, coins, anthropomorphic garlic, and whatever. I think it's like an Easter head, Easter Island head having its biggest O face, uh, orgasm face. You would think that this game would be like another run in the mill platformer kind of game.
Oh come on, Jose.
Really?
Tell us that we're not. Tell us we're wrong.
I
on
know now. I can't ever unsee it ever since the girl said that. I always look over at him and I'm just like, dude, this guy is having like the best nut of his life.
exactly.
Oh, in his life, right?
The audio only guys are liking the description that Sergio is
Yeah,
giving.
they're googling the image.
They're getting
right
the
now.
picture. They're getting the picture.
I'm absolutely sure the audio audience is googling the image right now. You guys enjoy
An
it.
anthropomorphic garlic and an Easter Island head
Yes.
having his big O face
Yes.
of his
Yes.
life.
Precisely.
Then you mentioned
Maybe the garlic just went inside the Easter head. I don't know. So Easter Island head.
the head.
So yeah. So to me, in face value, like first impressions, yeah, I would think this would be just another platformer game, and this is the Super Nintendo, guys. And there are a lot of them. Okay, there were a lot of platformer games back in the 90s that if you see something like this, we're like another platformer next. So I mean, it's understandable if people would, if kids back then would sleep on this. A killer garlic spinning capes and a cellular phone wielding vampire. What does that even mean? You play the game, so I say, did the image? Is there any resemblance of a cell phone there? And it is the 90s. I'm not even sure cellular phones are a thing back in that time.
So
They
the
were,
ones-
but they were those huge ass ones.
yeah.
like-
Yeah, I know,
there.
but I mean, what year was this released? Like,
What year was this released?
Back in the
94.
day when- 94, yeah,
Mm.
back in the day when Sony Ericsson, Alcatel, Siemens, and Nokia.
Whoa, Siemens and No Face.
Siemens.
No?
Siemens and O face, guys.
Yeah,
No, but
Siemens-
seriously, I mean, it's the titular tits. Is the titular character actually using a cell phone?
Yeah, he does. He has a phone that people call him on.
What for?
Just to give them information.
okay.
Yeah.
This is a very high tech vampire kid, right?
Yep.
It's a bat phone.
It's a bad.
Oh my
What?
goodness. Oh,
It's a bat phone.
the pun of the day. Okay, there you go.
What's
but
he
yes.
using a phone for? Anyways,
Drug deals
so
too. No?
that's
It is the
calling
90s.
commission.
Hey,
It is the 90s.
don't knock it.
So,
I
yeah.
had a Siemens cell phone back then. It was a tank. I'll tell you. It popped out of my pocket one time and it fell down a set of escalators. Once it got to the very bottom, it would have killed any modern day phone. He just got up and laughed at me and said, "Ask me, you got more?" Anyway, that's Siemens phones were built like tanks back then. Yeah. Anyway,
The
back to
Twisted Tales of Spike
mm,
McFang for the
yeah.
Super Nintendo from Sir Jose. What's the next game?
The next game is Mortal Kombat 4.
Mortal Kombat!
All right, for the original PlayStation. All right, so describe the cover, Jose.
So on the cover, you obviously have the Mortal Kombat logo with the 4 just shoved right in between Mortal and Kombat. You got a couple characters. You got Goro in his 3D model, like overhead of Raiden and Tanya, looking like they're gonna go at it. Goro, I'm not sure what he's gonna do. It looks like he's just waiting to jump in between them. And just a background. The only light is the light off of the dragon logo, which looks like it's on fire. And honestly, I had played this game in the arcade, and this is almost close to like the poster they would show for the arcade. The game, it had me hyped. I was like, oh, I loved Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3, and Ultimate. It's finally going 3D. It's going to be amazing. It looks amazing. This game is clunky as shit. I fucking hate Mortal Kombat 4. It sucked. It was not like the other ones. I did not like their whole weird little sidesteppy things. They started adding weapons that you could pick up off the floor. That was weird. Just all around, the game was completely different from what it used to be. And I understand you got to change with the times, but this game was not it. And this game was so bad to me that it turned me off of Mortal Kombat games. So I stopped playing Mortal Kombat 4. I didn't even touch Deadly Alliance. I didn't even touch Deception until one day my friend was like, you got to play it. And I think it was like a couple years out from when it had been released. And I was like, no, it was like the last 3D Mortal Kombat game I played was stupid. I'm not doing it. And I played it, and it was way better than this. And I understand, like, you're not going to get from 3 to Deception and be really good in between. But this game completely had me fooled. It was not what I was expecting. It sucked. I hate it. It's not a skill issue. It's just a mess to me.
I remember when I was rummaging through some games, looking for a game to buy, and I saw Mortal Kombat 4, this one. And at first I thought, and I'm not even I'm not even the biggest Mortal Kombat fan or gamer at all. But for some reason, I bought this, and Sir Jose was right. They're not moving as fluidly in comparison to the first trilogy, if that makes sense. Like you can tell that they're pretty much robotic in their movement. This is during the time when most of the franchises were moving from 2D into 3D. So to me, at first, I thought that maybe they weren't polished enough in animating all of these characters in 3D. They move kind of stiff. If you play the game, you'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean. Am I right to in that assessment, Sir Jose?
Yep.
The additions of the weapons was kind of unique because they never really used outside weapons aside from the things that they actually use. Like for example, with Kung Lao, he has his hat. Sure. With Jax, he has the metal arm. Sure. With Scorpion, he has his flying spear. Right. So here they use swords, daggers, hammers, all sorts of weapons that you can use. And as far as the cover art is concerned, okay, so yeah, you got Raiden with the hammer, horse hammer, on the on the left, and a lady here. And I thought at first I thought it was Kitana, but she's not holding her fans. And maybe I thought, oh, maybe the fan is it's not folded out; it's just folded in. So I didn't realize this is Tanya at the time. I thought it was Kitana or someone. And Goro over there, like he's ready for an 8-way. Yes, an 8. You know why? One, two, three, four. Open mouth. Six for the six for the crotch. Seven for his butt. Eight Goro himself. 8-way. We'll make that a mental picture. Sir Joel, Mortal Kombat 4.
I'll admit that I'm not very familiar with the game series because I'm not really a fighting game fanatic. But the cover does. The cover does. Well, actually, coming out from the Mortal Kombat movie, the first one, the really good one. This one would have drawn me in if I had seen this on the shelves. And yeah, everybody's familiar with the Mortal Kombat Goro, which was an animatic puppet, which this one evokes very, very closely. And there's Raiden, and I don't know who that chick is. But yeah, in general, this does get across the idea of Mortal Kombat. I'm still familiar with Mortal Kombat 1 from the arcades when I first played it right alongside Street Fighter 2. And this one, yeah, it's the classic look and feel of what Mortal Kombat looked like. I wouldn't have had any idea what 4 would have had in store for me if I'd played it. I still would have been terrible at the fighting game. But yeah, the cover art itself is not so much bad as it is. It gets straight to the point. It's Mortal Kombat. It's what people are familiar with. It's what's being presented. The logo's there. The title is there. Raiden is there. Goro is there. Some new chick is there. And yeah, if you wanted to get the point across that this was the next installment of the Mortal Kombat series, point taken, point made. That's my
Sir JDM, would you think having Sub Zero and Scorpion would be better in the cover?
I think this works just fine. But yeah, for fans of the Mortal Kombat series, it's a bit. Most of the time, it's most of the players are really they prefer Sub Zero and Scorpion as their mains, and then um, here we have Raiden and this other character. As maybe there's just showing some variations of the cover. They're trying to choose characters who are. Uh, I mean, they're just showing the other characters in the series to make them more like popular or something like that. Then behind you have this you have Goro who's doing the what I think he's doing some campfire stories, like he's doing this "Are you afraid of the dark?" Submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society. I call this story the Mortal Kombat 4. It's doing like that, like he's telling stories behind the campfire, and you have this
All
dark
right.
background. Like did I'm not sure if I remember it correctly. Maybe they have introduced new characters in here. They could have um, were there new characters that were introduced in this
I
game?
remember having Quang Chi, Sir Jose, is that right? The
Yeah,
sorcerer,
Quan Chi.
Was that
Um,
guy who
and
looks
Tanya.
like
yeah, Fujin, Jarek, Kai, Quan Chi, Reiko, Shinnok, and Tanya were all new.
who's that character that who looks like the Robin? The film adaptation. He looks like Robin. I
Robin
forgot.
who?
Well,
Robin
anyways,
who?
Maybe they're just trying to like
Ah, you mean Striker?
no, not that guy. Well, anyways, just forget it. And maybe they're just trying to showcase other characters like this guy is in the front
I
cover.
think he means Reiko.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because it's always Sub Zero, it's always um, Scorpion, and you have uh,
Liu
Sonya
Kang?
Blade, Liu Kang. Why not just show these other characters so they will become? Oh, it's you know when you have this thought that oh it's in the cover, so he's a better character than the other ones because it's in the cover, something like that.
Right. All right. So that's Mortal Kombat for PlayStation 1 coming from Sir Jose. So I'm next. Like I mentioned, guys, I usually go with anything with anime style, manga art style, in when it comes to my games. Like, because I'm a JRPG player, so any game that will have anime art in there, like that's the first thing I'll get. You know what? If the art is somewhat anime-ish, or the title itself sounds anime-ish, yeah, that's the first thing I'll get. You know what? I'll check it out. And like we mentioned before, the American publishers, especially during the 80s and 90s, they tend to what's the best word to describe them? They tend to violate or they tend to butcher what the Japanese cover art was what they were intended for, hoping that the American audiences will be more inclined to buy this in the US if we change the cover art. Apparently, is a little bit more palatable for the American kids. All right, so I'll start off with this one. Okay, I'll good game, but I'm not sure why they chose the American publishers chose this as cover art. Uh, Suikoden 1. All right. And what is this? So a little bit of a backstory. So I remember having this in our local game store, and w- and every time I'm there, I'm rummaging through their inventory of games, and I always see this, all right, in the shelf, and this was the time when I was already hungry for more JRPG games to play for the PlayStation 1, and I kept seeing this, and it so it's not so Suikoden, so it kind of like so the title itself and the Chinese characters, and looking at the art here, what is this? So it kind of reminded me of whenever I see this game in the shelf, it always reminds me of uh, Romancing of the Three Kingdoms, because it kind of gives that kind of vibe. And I already played that game. As strategic. What's the best description for that? It's like a strategy, real time, economy kind of uh, kind of game.
Yeah,
Romancing of Three
yeah,
Kingdoms,
a very very tactical grand strategy. That's the right word for
right?
it. Mhm.
And I'm familiar with the Super Nintendo and the PlayStation uh, iterations of Romancing the Three Kingdoms. So when I keep saying this, it kind of gives me the same kind of vibe. And then so I kept on ignoring this. So I just slept on this. I kept ignoring this. Um, and it wasn't until I played Suikoden 2. Oh shit, the game's great. So I was looking for, okay, what's Suikoden 1, and it all boiled down to this game. I'm like, what? So this is Suikoden 1. So that's why yeah, and that's the story why I played the second game first before coming into Suikoden 1, because of the cover art, because it's not very enticing compared to what it looks like in the Japanese version. Like, you can really tell, like, a very anime-ish manga art style. You know what you're you kind of know what you're what you're going for. This, they really change it up, like very westernized style. The girls and the guys, the full Manchu over there, a very racist kind of depiction of a Chinese overlord. You know what I mean? uh, this very Asian He-Man kind of looking kind of guy. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what exactly what they were aiming for here, but anyway, I think I think what they're aiming for here was like they're aiming for more of a D and Dungeons and Dragons kind of look. In a way, looking at the three-headed skeleton over there at the bottom, and then a flying dragon over there at the middle. So yeah, so we're showing you now. Okay, so for the audio side of things, we are showing here, and we are showing the actual Japanese cover art for Suikoden. So yep, so you got the main characters of Suikoden 1 over there. See, very anime-ish style. Like, you can really tell that you're in for a grand adventure, looking at these characters over here. See, in comparison to the American cover art, with the Japanese art, they all look like they're ready for action. Like whoever it is, they're looking at, they're gonna kick some ass. Like, in comparison to the American cover art, they're just posing. they're posing dramatically, like a not even a B movie, like a C movie at best.
You know what the cover art in the American Suikoden box art reminds me of? If you are familiar with the God game genre, and if you're familiar with this game called Populous, it reminds me of that kind of a game cover. It's like it looks like a series of people who represent the gods of certain peoples or certain genres or something. They look like they would be those ones who would be advising you as the player as to how you're supposed to be running your civilization. It's I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 individuals surrounding a tower, and some guy leaping out off of it, jumping onto the back of a dragon who is not too pleased. That's why he's spewing fire out of his mouth. And yeah, a world a world underneath. So it does give off the impression of it being a god game, like Populous or Megalomania, if you're at all familiar with the early god game series. So yeah, that's what it would have come across at me, and I would have said, "Hey, cool, a god game on the PlayStation. Let me just get this." And I'd be sorely disappointed that it's some kind of RPG. But yeah, it's very incongruous. It's very inconsistent with the artwork, with how the video game is supposed to look like. So yeah, I completely agree with Joe on this one. Mhm.
Sir Jose, Suikoden 1, the US version, the US cover art.
The way
I
that
mean,
it
knowing,
looks,
knowing what you know now and knowing what you know then about Suikoden.
what the American cover art looks like, it looks almost like an advertisement for like an 80s or 90s like fantasy show.
Right?
Like it looks very Americanized, and like just like one of those low budget shows that are just playing just on whatever station or channel, and it's going on for so many seasons for God knows why. But it doesn't really like even if you took off the logo and the Japanese characters, then for sure it would look like that. And that's literally the only thing tying it back to being a Japanese game. Because other than that, I would probably think, is this a show? What is this?
And you know what? I playing the game, and if you're going for and if you're only going with the cover art, none of those characters ever appeared on the on the game, not even remotely sprite design wise. No,
So
even with the full Manchu overlord over there on the upper left. No, the actual antagonist is it's really different than that guy.
the way that Jose phrased it, what are you saying, Jose? This looks like the cover for a fantasy version of Friends from the 90s. So, like, which one of
Basically.
those is Chandler? Which one of those is Joey? Which one of those is Phoebe? And which one of those is. I know Ross is the Fu Manchu guy, but yeah.
Ross. So we
Yeah.
got Chandler. So we got Chandler over there. We got
Mhm.
Joey over here.
Yeah. We got
We got
Phoebe.
Rachel, and we got Monica over there. And
Mhm.
so where's Phoebe?
Phoebe's the skeleton, you know.
Phoebe's the skeleton. So
But yeah.
JDM,
So
Sweet
yeah,
of
we're
it.
renaming this cover as Friends, the video game. Okay.
friends of
That's
the
it.
video game.
So for me, before I start, let's read a comment here from Richard Ryan Orsiga. Hint: when publishers are testing the market for a game, expect a terrible box art.
American publishers.
American publishers, to be exact.
Mm.
So for me, I agree with Sergio. It looks like uh, this looks like a cover for uh, old D&D game, old CRPG game, because you have the artwork is, it's very western. Then you have, it's very ironic because it's a JRPG. Then you have the word Suiko, then the Japanese characters. Then all of a sudden you have these westernized male and female characters and also monsters. I Which is one of the um, like characteristics of the all uh, CRPG games, where they include the monsters in the background. And then, just to uh, give a hint of the JRPG aspects of the game, they just left this dragon in the background and this like a tower in the Great Wall of China to make it look 20% or 10% um, Asian, like that. So just just because. And if you try to compare it, it's a different it's a really a different artwork with the Japanese cover.
All right. I just checked the meaning of the title Suikoden. So roughly it means the water margin, because sui means water in Chinese. So sui koden, so the water margin, which is a book about 108 stars of destiny fighting against overwhelming odds in the Song dynasty in ancient China.
Yes.
So that's
One
why
of
it's
the
called Suikoden.
yeah, one of the classic pieces of Chinese literature, right alongside right alongside Three Kingdoms. This one is based on the Water Margin, or alternate title is Outlaws of the Marsh. 108 bandits fight against corruption, hide out in a mountain, get in a lot of heroic and crazy adventures, and in the end of it, they pass on into history. Sad to say, their fight was not successful, but the adventure was there. really, really good book series. If you're at all interested in classic literature, it's not just the Western literature you should be reading. There should also check out the Eastern literature as well. That one is really good. Outlaws of the Marsh, also known
And
as Water Margin. Mhm.
and to be honest, remembering the game, I don't remember having that much water in this game. Like, I mean, yeah, sure, there's lakes and rivers, but that's it. Mostly you're just walking around dry land. Anyway,
Mm.
that's my bad cover, good game, Suikoden. And to finish it all off, I got a somewhat decent cover art, but in my opinion, not so much gameplay. I'll end it with Me Mana ER Chronicles for the PSP. Now, I was about to choose Lunar Dragon Song for the DS, but we already talked about Dragon Song from a previous episode, so I went this one, Me Mana ER Chronicles. And I remember watching Eric Landon's video about underrated PSP JRPGs, and this game came up, and he gave it uh, some praise, quote unquote. And all right, looking at the cover art right now, this would you guys will understand why would I buy this game. So very anime-ish. So one guy having a harem of girls, like what could go wrong, right? So gameplay wise, it's unfortunately this is one of those Axis games, but I felt like I'm not sure if Axis actually developed this game or just published it, because the game kind of looks like it was done in the cheap. They were trying to mimic Star Ocean in terms of action based combat. They move vertically, horizontally, but not free, but semi free reign, and they move very very slow. And to you guys who played Mimana AR, you know what I'm talking about. Because if you look at the gameplay, it kind of looks amazing, but when you're actually playing it, it's very sluggish. And the characters, to me, they were not very. They're kind of dry and kind of two dimensional. I mean, yeah, it's 2D, but character wise, they didn't really show that much personality, in my opinion. Like they're just there providing, they're just there giving out exposition after exposition. They didn't. They're not really focusing on their character. They're not there for themselves. Uh, Especially and the guy. Yeah. So you're playing just one guy among the four girls that you have as your party members. So yeah, this is something that I would buy definitely. Well, and even if Eric Landon didn't even recommended this game, if I saw if I just saw this back in the day, oh, it's a JRPG, and the Axis logo is there. One guy, bunch of girls. I would still buy it, but the gameplay is nothing much less to be desired too. Guys, thoughts? Cover.
It looks like the typical Sergio game.
And that's not really saying a lot.
It looks like this guy is about to have like a 4-way going, 5-way.
A 5-way.
Um,
Does it come to you guys that it kind of looks like so generic?
Yeah.
Like these characters are pretty much similar to other JRPG characters that you've seen already.
The main character, the guy, he kind of looks like Fate from Star Ocean 3.
From Star Ocean till the end of time, right?
Yeah.
If you I just I just had this discussion with my daughter the other day. when we were scrolling through anime that we wanted to watch, and I told her, I'm very much not choosing any anime that looks like it's a harem anymore. I'm sick and tired of harems. I guess it's one of the things that I've kind of grown out of as an old person. And yeah, this does transmit that feeling very much. It like Jose said, it looks like it's very much a harem thing, and it doesn't. Sure, it's very appealing in terms of colors, in terms of the design, in terms of what it looks like, aesthetically pleasing. I can say that, but yeah, it doesn't really transmit much in terms of what the game is about. Maybe it's an action adventure type of game, but yeah, pleasing to the eye. But something, I guess, something feels a little off about it in terms of what it is conceptually speaking. It doesn't transmit much in terms of information. And yeah, what's a Mimana? What's an ER? I know what a chronicle is, but that's about it. So yeah.
For
Sir
me,
JDM.
it looks like your uh, regular anime manga book that you can find in the bookstores, and it looks like Love Hina with the sword and the armor for the women, and it looks pleasing because the colors are unique and not exactly unique, but they're colorful. It really attracts attention, but regardless, I will not buy this game because of the artwork. And I know it's going to be, is this a hack and slash game, or like,
It kind of is, yes, especially with the guy, with the sword building guy.
I
Yeah,
see.
because they're trying to, like I mentioned, so they're trying to mimic the action RPG style of Tales, like the Tales games in the Star Ocean games. Not entirely turn based. So you just move around, hacking, slashing.
uh, Aside from Fate in Star Ocean 3, he kind of looks like Marth from the,
Fire
say, Fire
Emblem,
Emblem series,
right?
but without the uh, was Marth an elf? Is he an elf? Like, he's an elf, right? If I'm not mistaken.
But you can only go with three colors. Either you're blonde, or you have a red head, or a blue head.
And this
Like
is
But do
you
you
this
know.
is
get head?
with all of those women. I guess he had, and I think this is one of the game that Sir Joel is not liking because of the teenagers and the
Yeah, pretty much.
from the pet peeves episode.
Yes, very true. JDM nailed it on the head right there. Yeah.
I mean, you can have I mean, a harem storyline is as good as the writing. I mean, if you're giving each girl like an equal showcase of their personalities, like what the problem with harem is, like it only shows one girl in particular. Like for me, a good harem would be showing their best and their worst, understanding their character. Like you have the feeling that any one of them have a chance with the main guy, not just making things a little bit more interesting with their personalities. Like you would think that it's understandable that you can ship one girl to the guy, and every girl has an equal chance of getting in touch with the main guy. Well, that's for me anyway. If we're going with a harem storyline here, so yeah, Mimane ER, somewhat okay kind of game cover, but the gameplay could be better. Not very original in my case, anyway. So, yep, that's all we have, guys. We'll just do our show and tell. We'll start off with Sir Jose.
You mean your
Where can
shameless
they touch
plugs?
your grass?
He said show and tell.
No, yeah.
Show and tell.
Shameless plugs.
Shameless plugs. There you go.
Okay, you guys can find me on all socials as Dark Alec Fate, also on all gaming platforms. That's pretty much it.
All right. Thank you for that, Sir Jose and Sir Joel.
All right. You can find me here on Timeless Gamers Show as much as I can possibly show up, except when life gets in the way. And sometimes you will see me streaming on twitch.tv, kick.com, and on Rumble under the banner Banyagang Native. I am going to try to stream the Gothic game remake demo, which came out, and I am kind of curious as to how they are going to be
Yes.
playing around with the yes, with the mechanics of it. Gothic is a really good action RPG series from back in the day. They're remaking the original now, and we'll see how it turns out. But yeah, find me on twitch.tv, kick.com, and on Rumble. Just search for Banyagang Native, and you'll catch me there occasionally. Back to you, Joe.
All right. Thank you for that, Sir Joel. And of course, Sir JDM. Where can they
Okay,
touch your
I'm
grass?
before I say anything, my shameless plug. I'm dropping the accent now, and let me show you a cover. One of the um, bad covers that I know.
Oh,
Let me see it. I don't know if you could see it. This one,
oh, Tunnel B1. Yeah.
Tunnel
That's
B1. This is
The fuck?
early. This is
What the fuck?
see, you already know the reaction that you're already giving the reaction that I had when I first saw this.
Mhm.
It's really
Yeah, but
scary, and this
but
is
it's
an
a great
example of
game.
it's an early PS1 game in the 90s. Um, you see this man who's shouting, and suddenly there's a tunnel inside his mouth. But once you play this game, I played this. I didn't play the full game, only the demo in one of the demo discs that I had. It's like a first person flight simulator game, but with a hovercraft. It looks like a tank at first, but it's actually an hovercraft. So you're one of the first instances that you could drive a hovercraft exploring tunnels, and I guess you're trying to escape uh, a certain place. Like this is like a dystopian future, and you're using this hovercraft to escape. You're encountering a lot of turrets, missile launchers, and something like that. And it's a really a good game. So one
Yeah,
of the examples of the
I, I can
bad.
second. I can second with JDM. It's a really good game. If you guys want action shooter first person, Tunnel B1. Really, really fun.
Right. So as for me, one Demarcos of 123 Go Retro. Uh, you can catch me on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. I recently went back to streaming last Wednesday, and I'm seeing a lot of people watching old viewers. So it's a good, like, it's refreshing to see that people are still coming back, even if you haven't been streaming for a while. So thank you so much, and check the website timelessgamers.com. It's being updated frequently, so please do check out our website.
All right. Thank you for that, Sir JDM. And of course, we're just going to plug one more time Streamyard for all of your. For all of your podcast webinars and online meetings needs, you can check out StreamYard, use their platform, use our description, use our link down there in the description below for a 14 day free trial. And of course, BitMap Books. for all of your for all of you connoisseurs or enthusiasts of video game history, uh, go check out BitMap Books. You can use our link down there at the description below, and of course, our own Shuffle Emporium will be here at the ToyCon. ToyCon PH, Philippine Toys, Hobbies, and Collectibles Convention, May 11th. Let me sort that. Let me just maximize that. So, May 11th, Eaton Centris, Elements, Quezon City, May 11th. That's a Sunday. That will be tomorrow, which is, yep. Our very own Shuffle Emporium will be there selling some trading cards and their anime related goodies will be there among other sellers. Go check them out. That's the ToyCon PH, Philippine Toys, Hobbies, and Collectibles Convention, May 11th, Eaton Centris, Elements, Quezon City. There you go. Check our very own Shuffle Emporium. See what they got in store for you. And that's it, guys. That is the show. And as always, our games and our bodies may grow out of date, but our gaming experiences will forever remain. Hey.
Timeless.
Timeless. All right. Enjoy the weekend, guys. Rest up, relax. See you next week. Bye.
Vote wisely, guys.
Vote wisely.